touching lives around the world, motivating, inspiring. It's time to make some eggs and do some push-ups. Oh shit. Boom. Gonna put some extra virgin olive oil in here. We're making these eggs hella plain. Super plain, everything plain. Boom. So yeah, I was just reading the Bible or listening to an audiobook of the Bible. And yeah, quite humbling, as life should be, to be honest. Now, in listening to an audiobook of the Bible, I recognize and see why many people's egos reject the Bible. I see it. Now, many people's egos reject the Bible for whatever their own reason is. The reason is because people are trying to imagine a land of fantasy. Unfortunately, they're trying to imagine something more fantasy than what the Bible presents. And what the Bible presents is a place where, it told you from the beginning, we're made in the image and likeness of the Creator. Some people, for whatever reason, acts like that means that we are the Creator, things of that nature. No, but we are connected to the Creator. You feel me? We're connected to the Creator, but we're in the image and likeness of the Creator, the living God. So we as humans, we try to develop this ideology that life is all about us. And as soon as something doesn't work in the way we imagined it should, we try to discredit it or run away from it and escape it. But see, as I'm reading the Bible, I'm realizing that we just have to accept the fact that that's not how life is going to go. See, it is something greater than us. It is something greater than us all. And for those of us who are willing to accept that, there is peace. You understand? There is peace, and through a greater power than what we have ourselves, there's the ability to connect with that. And that's just a choice that's up to us. Now, a choice I'm about to make is to make these eggs and hit some push-ups while they're cooking. We gotta do push-ups while these eggs are cooking. The thing about it is, the way the human body responds to food is impacted by what you do before you bring that food in. I like to say hunt before you eat. The way we're gonna hunt before we eat today is we're gonna do some push-ups. I live in California. How you doing, Starks World? What's up, Hammy Andus? How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, let's hit these push-ups. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. We're gonna start with sets of 30. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with sets of 30. California is a nice place, that's very true. I'm doing good, I'm doing wonderful, I'm doing wonderful. It's a beautiful time to be alive. I just did a little bit of Bible listening, I've decided over the course of the last day that I'm going to listen to the complete audiobook of the Bible. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to it And then guess what? I'm gonna listen to it again. Then guess what? I'm gonna listen to it again. Then guess what? I'm gonna listen to it again. Why? Because I've been searching for answers. And where I've been searching for the answers, I've recognized is among unreliable sources. So, we in the Bible. You see, I can accept the fact that it's something greater than me. And I can accept the fact that there's something greater than my peers. You know what I mean? And I can also accept the fact that sometimes we all have our own individual idea of what is fear. You know what I mean? Therefore, we could never construct a life of fairness. But can we deal with what is? You feel me? I feel like that's the test of life. Can we deal with what is? And I certainly believe I can. Put my shirt on. Okay. Absolutely, we love God. Absolutely. Am I new in training? Not really. I'm just in training. I haven't had a lot of exposure to weight training, but my lifts are pretty strong. Not the strongest, but definitely strong. However, every day is a new day, so today I am new in training. You feel me? Absolutely. God is him. God is always going to be him. You know what I mean? Me, I'm just a being, a natural being, limited, but through God, I have direction. You feel me? So that's where I'm going to stay at. Boom. Whipping up these eggs. Very simple life. We just did a set of 30 push-ups. We about to do another set. I don't have a favorite rapper. We about to do another set of 30 push-ups. I don't have a favorite rapper. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Woo! It's a beautiful time to be alive. You know? Yeah, God is my favorite everything. But no, I don't have a favorite rapper. I mean, I like to see, I'm in Genesis right now, but when you look at all of these characters in Genesis, God is coming to them as a voice, not appearing to them. And I know some people imagine that this voice is coming from the sky, but I like to tell everybody that we have a voice in our mind. You feel me? There's always, especially when the room is silent, there's a voice in our mind. So why listen to a rapper when I can just wait on the voice of God? You know what I'm saying? I don't think a rapper's goal is to steer me in the right direction. But I do believe that God will steer me in the right direction. So I don't really listen too much, to be honest. Strange push-ups is just 50%. I hear you. But exercise has been studied. The range of motion that I just did my push-ups with are going to give me the full benefit that a push-up can give me. Trust and believe that. Now, you also got to count that I have long arms. I know everybody on YouTube is the greatest critique of everything, because where else would you find your expertise but here on YouTube? But we're about to get into the next set. Now, we did 2 sets of 30. I think we're going to do 3 sets of 30 to start. So let's do a third set of 30. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Ooh, that was tough. I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. That was definitely tough. Oof. Now, I believe in hunting before you eat. You see, for many, many years, mankind was not handed food. Mankind had to go out and get its food. Throughout doing this, mankind has developed to utilize food better after it has to make an effort before the consumption of food. Being a part of the United States of America, you know, which has the highest amount of obese people on the planet, I am proposing that we get back to the ways of putting in effort before we consume food. I think that may take us to a better place. You know what I mean? So, let's do it. You know, I'm even willing to believe that God sent me to you today to let you know that it is important to hunt before you eat. Now, I'm not telling you to go outside and actually go hunting. You know, the way you would do it today isn't much effort needed anyways. You just sit around with the rifle, wait for it to run past. What I'm telling you to do is exercise before you eat. It's really that simple. You feel me? Don't move, you're almost done. Heard that comment before. And it never feels more comfortable than the last time when you hear that comment. I don't know why you're doing what you're doing, but I say in the name of the Heavenly Father, may you stop. Now, going off topic, but staying on the topic of what is good and what God ordains for us, we have to defeat lust, my friends. You see, lust is a poison. Lust is also an idol. See, many of us build up our inspiration based off of lustful ideas. Well, when we're doing that, we may become inspired for a time. However, if we let our inspiration be something more godly or God itself, you know what I mean? Maybe we want to do these things so we can serve a purpose towards God. That is something that we will be able to maintain and sustain throughout life, not just until we get the next discharge. Keep these things in mind, you see? What you pedestal will always reign above you. So we have to not pedestal lust. I'm not gonna lie to you. But let's go. Now we're about to attempt 20 push-ups. I ain't gonna lie, them 3 sets of 30 already got me burning up. But let's do 20 push-ups. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo! It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. Now, lately I've been hitting the weights. And in the process of hitting the weights, I've been straying away from calisthenics. But balance is good. Balance is certainly good. I feel like you gotta do both. I ain't gonna lie to you. See, I was hitting the weights for a little bit of consistency. Heavy weights, you know, lifting it up, developing some strength. But at the end of the day, that led me to burn out. Now, post burnout, I could jump back under them heavy weights. But the likely result is gonna be burnout again. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna jump out here and I'm gonna get some calisthenics work in. You feel me? We gonna do some push-ups. So I've done 110 push-ups before consuming these eggs. Is that enough push-ups? That's the question. So somebody says, good boy, now eat. Well, he's gonna be upset because I don't believe that was enough push-ups. I don't believe 110 push-ups was enough. I don't think we've earned this meal yet. That last set of 20 burned. But here's the thing, I did 3 sets of 30. I need to do 2 sets of 20. If I can't do 2 sets of 20, I just don't feel like I'm that guy. So I'm gonna try to do 2 sets of 20, followed by 1 set of 10. I've already done 1 set of 20, so I only owe 1 more set of 20. I'm looking a little small, thank you, I appreciate that. I feel God wrath and anger. He's mad at me for failing so many times. Hey, I would definitely give an ear to that voice, man. Look, bro, I'm in the first test, I'm in the Genesis, and I ain't gonna lie. See, the first thing that came across my mind while I was reading Genesis and I was listening to some things, I had a voice that said, hey, this ain't fear. You know what I mean? And then I had another voice in my mind that said, shit, life ain't fear. So just because it ain't fear, it don't mean this shit ain't real. Just because it's not fear doesn't mean it's not real. You know what I mean? Actually, because life ain't fear, in no which way, it not being fear more so coincides with the probability that it is real. So then I had an energy inside of me say, well, stop trying to question it and receive it. And you know, as I received it, I started to feel more energized, you know what I mean? I started to feel more grounded. I started to humble myself a little bit. And what I recognized is, I can't be making decisions, bro. I can't really be making decisions because, see, I get it. It's a modern thing where people say, the choice is yours, you gotta make a decision. Nah, that ain't really what it is, brother. It's bigger than that. It's really bigger than that. See, the people at one point all spoke one language. They wanted to build a tower into the heavens. God shook it down, bro. A lot of people can say that's not fear. At the end of the day, we are humans and we have a bunch of imaginations, but we don't really know nothing. So for what we might think is innocent and is something that we're doing just for our own pleasure, it might actually be something that has a negative, you know, that'll have a negative impact in the long run. You know what I mean? So I just leave it to God. All glory be to God. Let's hit these 20 push-ups. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Silver back home. We in this mug. I'm gonna use that energy to become even better. Facts. It's the only choice. You can't beat it, join it. And keep it real. Because at the end of the day, you was never supposed to go astray from the first part. You see, after the flood, God promised not to flood the earth again. Although also making the statement that man's heart is evil from its youth. I know we got our 2026 people in 2026 gonna say, man's heart's not evil from the youth. That's an inaccurate statement. Man, y'all must not be living in the world I'm living in. Y'all must not be living in the world I'm living in. Y'all ever been in juvenile hall? Y'all ever seen a kid throw a tantrum because he didn't get exactly what he wanted at that moment? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like God got a big point. I feel like God got a point. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna continue to humble myself each and every step. See, it's things that I want, but at the end of the day, sometimes I don't know what I need. But I'm gonna stay in prayer and continue to pray for that guidance. Because at the end of the day, I could drive this ship, but the way that I would direct this ship is not gonna give me the same results as if I'm willing to step aside. You know what I mean? I'll be the co-pilot. I'll be the co-pilot because I don't have all the information. But guess what I do have? I have the power invested in me to do 10 more push-ups. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful time to be alive. 150 push-ups in. Now we're about to eat these eggs. Now I'm keeping these live streams hella short today. I'm keeping them super, super short. So this live stream has 10 more minutes. This live stream has 10 more minutes. I'm keeping them hella short today. I decided that I'm gonna read the Bible, listen to the Bible. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna eat what's right for me to eat. And I'm gonna do that on repeat. And I'm gonna go live stream. You know what I mean? These are the things that I'm doing to keep myself from being idle. Because the idle mind is the devil's playground. Eat some good eggs. I ain't know I was hungry. I didn't even know I was hungry. What's up, Ford? How you doing today, my friend? I'm eating these eggs. I didn't even know I was hungry. It's a fact. That's humanity in a nutshell, my brother. Led by people who are led by people. Listen, I was born into the world, and this is why I don't do religion. I read the Bible, and I'm gonna keep reading the Bible and keep gaining understanding through the reading of the Bible. I don't do religion. I was born in a world where everybody was telling me they was waiting on the second coming of Christ. My nigga, I read the Bible 3.5 times. Do you know that if you just read the Bible one time, you read that Jesus died on the cross and then he came back? So that's when I realized, you know what? I can't really trust people to lead me because people are not competent. So you talking about the second coming. So if Jesus died on the cross and then Jesus opened up the door to the place he was in after he was dead and then appeared before the people. Man, listen, 1 + 1 = 2, my nigga. 1 + 1 = 2. What's happening, sports vids? Can I follow you? Leave a comment on one of my videos because I can't do it from here, but if you leave a comment, I can subscribe to your channel through that comment. So that was just one of the things that made me realize, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna allow people to lead me. I'm gonna make an effort to connect to the Bible, and I'm gonna just pray that I'm receiving guidance from that which is greater than me. How do I get muscles in an easy way? Train as often as you can. If your body's feeling good, train. Make sure you're eating enough protein. Make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Make sure that you don't have a mind of stress. Make sure you're getting in the correct amount of vitamin D, whether directly from the sun or from supplementation or a bit of both. If you do those things, you're going to develop some muscles. You do those things and you have God-given, God-blessed genetics, you're going to develop some muscles. Yeah, feel me? And honestly, a nigga was being led by women. I was so worried about becoming an object to a woman rather than a vessel for God. Hey, we all been there. You see, the Bible tells us man's heart, the imaginations of man's heart is wicked from youth. And I can attest to that. I was in the same place, my brother. There was a big chunk of my life where I was dedicating my time, literally, where I placed above God as the dedication of my time. I just wanted to be that nigga for her. I just wanted to be the nigga that could attract whatever woman I wanted to attract. I know a lot of us can relate to that we've been there before. And what happens? God showed us a lesson. See, God showed me the lesson by showing me that realistically, can't no woman care about me to the extent that God can care about me. And he showed me it. Not once, not twice. It's a reality. Not 3 times, not 4 times. At the end of the day, God is on a whole nother level. God is who is worth, being the source of your inspiration. You can't make another man, woman, or child the source of your inspiration. And we got like 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Hydrate up. So I didn't notice where we at in the algorithm analytically. We're able to get about 2,500 new views every 48 hours. Unfortunately, yesterday, there was a point in time when we got 1,000 of those views in 2 hours. So we're pretty limited on how many new views we can get right now. However, I'm gonna just keep making live streams. I'm gonna keep pushing the content out because the only way we're gonna get to that higher tier, to where we can get more than 2,500, which will happen in February, trust and believe that, is by getting more watch time hour. And trust me, I ain't doing nothing but exercising, hydrating, eating, and listening to the Bible. Outside of that, nothing else is really taking my priority. So I'm not gonna be watching no TV or listening to music. So I might as well go ahead and go live and do what I'm doing in front of y'all for some time. You just made it to the gym. Good work, my brother. Good work. Knock it out the park. I'll be back in the gym shortly. I know I will. I just gotta let everything, you know what I'm saying? But I know I'll be back in the gym shortly. I haven't been waking up early enough, to be honest, lately. But tomorrow, I might wake up early enough. See, I went to sleep at like 1 in the morning, so I can't blame myself. I gotta blame myself, but I couldn't really expect myself to jump up and go to the gym this morning. Plus, I've been eating too much sugar, which causes inflammation. I'm gonna let that inflammation go down and settle and, get my diet right so my body's functioning right so I don't waste an exercise in the gym, you feel me? Until then, we're just gonna be hitting these push-ups. It is what it is. I would do some body weight squats, but the reality is, if you're gonna train legs, you need to train legs in the gym. I'm gonna just keep it real. You need to train legs with weights. All that body weight shit, nigga, go take a walk. You need to train legs with weights. It is what it is. You dig? And my first trip back to the gym, that is what we're gonna be focusing on. We're gonna be hitting legs. Now we got like 40 seconds left. I just wanna tell y'all, it's a beautiful time to be alive. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody else tell you differently. It's a beautiful time to be alive. We all have the opportunity today to make whatever effort towards whatever we want it to be. Just make sure you choose wisely. For there are many things in this world that you can commit to that will have nothing to offer you. If your decision is to commit to that which has nothing to offer you, then you will have to live with that decision. It's alone at peace to whom is concerned, silver back home, eternal rising, escaping the maze, touching lives around the world, motivating, inspiring. And you know what? We getting back to God. A real person of God is more powerful than someone using God's energy for their own agendas. That's a fact. We getting back to God. And what does getting back to God means? Listen here. I have already been promised by the Most High an eternal kingdom as long as I simply obey his commandments and obey his laws and statutes. Therefore, while I'm obeying his laws and statutes and I'm here, I have to recognize that there is no possession I can gain that is greater than what is already being given to me. Therefore, I'm only living to give to his glory. I am only living in a way in this world, in this natural world, that will present the Lord as the most glorious one. And everything that I seek to build and construct, I need to unify my mind and my heart to thoughts of the adoration of the Most High. I'm out. Y'all be easy.